Weather Center live on this Tuesday. I'm Alex Wilson. Dave Schwartz, obviously off, so we've got Kelly Cass with us today.
I am not Dave.
No.
I'm Kelly Cass.
We're so glad to have you. It's the last day of summer, so we figured we would just kind of
have a party.
Ease your way into fall.
End of summer party. Let's start off the fall season with hopefully some good weather where you are. But unfortunately, we are watching something, a disturbance off the southeast coast that's going to bring a lot of unpleasant weather.
Disturbance is really the best word for it because it's disturbing a lot of people's beach plans happening right now. I've heard that they are a little bit more aggressive, but I mean, not often that you hear of attacks or incidents involving hammerheads. Right. You saw the graphics, so we're going to dive into our El Nino effect because, as Kelly said, the presence of sharks is something that we are blaming on El Nino. We're focusing on temperatures because we're virtually certain, and I mean that's something that's really significant because not often do we say we are pretty much certain,
like
but
over 90% sure.
Yeah, that this is going to be the warmest year on record, and El Nino is really many of them are in the 2010s or 2000s.
Yeah, just last year was the most previous record, and we are about to beat that one as well. And you know, even in the short term, El Nino looks likely to play a role in the weather through at least the end of October. Dan
Leonard with our sister company WSI Weather Services International. He talked to our team earlier about the average October weather versus what we could see due to El Nino. Right now, we want to turn your attention to something that we'll be watching in the days ahead. Possible development in the Gulf of Mexico. Right now, you notice this area off of Central America. Well, this is going to be meandering northward in the days to come, so we want to get it on your radar. This isn't definitely going to develop. It's not definitely going to become a tropical system, but it's something that's worth watching because this time of year we oftentimes look to the Gulf for tropical cyclone formation. So there it goes. Notice we go from Central America over the Yucatan Peninsula. We see a low develop into the Gulf of Mexico. This is next Monday, so we're looking at late September, the beginning part of next week. As far as what it does once we see that low, there's still lots of question marks on that. There's areas of strong shear forecast for parts of the western Gulf and northern Gulf, and you know that has been a huge problem for tropical systems so far this season, so we'll have to see how it plays out. We'll continue to watch it, watch the model trends and forecasts in days to come and keep you posted. And Brian Norcross will have more coming up on this in your tropical update at 50 past. But we got to talk fall. It's tomorrow, and Kelly, you say nothing says fall, and I don't think anything says.
As the hour, we're so glad you're joining us here on Weather Center Live. I'm Kelly Cass here with Alex Wilson.
And coming up, we're going to go all in on those fall colors. We'll show you when they peak in regions across the country and where we're at right now.
That's right, but we begin with...
Yeah, be careful. So let's see where people may already be out and about leaf peeping. Patchy leaf colors across parts of the Northeast, which follows this part of the country. Late September would be some of those northernmost spots peak season.
Yeah, you head for the hills, and you definitely have more color this time of the year. But the farther south you go, the more you got to wait for it, especially here in Virginia, not until the end of October. Charleston, West Virginia, probably about mid-October.
Right, and you know, so the Blue Ridge Parkway, the southern spots, especially a little bit of a wait. For the Midwest, we've got patchy colors showing up in parts of Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota as well.
Yeah, we got some really pretty spots out there across the arrowhead of Minnesota. If you're taking a trip up that way, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, usually in the next few weeks, we start to see the brilliant color showing up, and I love the reflection off the water. Yeah, that is gorgeous.
Oh, gorgeous stuff. Looking at late October for parts of the Southern Plains into the Tennessee Valley, but mid-October around Chicago, Des Moines, and even look at that little bullseye out there towards Rapid City too.
Yeah, we're also, you know, you got to head for the higher elevations across the west, but this is typically where you find more color first. It's the aspens, right, across Colorado, and you can see we're already starting to see some patchy color across this region. Yeah,
and near peak into northwest Montana, which, as we said, kind of follows where we would see it late September into parts of the Rockies and early October as you head up towards Yellowstone.
Get out those cameras. Snap those pictures, right?
Do some leaf peeping.
You'll be raking it all up into the heaps and piles out there. But across the south, as I mentioned, you got to wait for it a little bit longer. Typically around the time we're trick-or-treating in Atlanta is when we have lots of color out there. But early November, right around election time, you got to wait for a little bit more.
Yeah, you head up towards Asheville, though. Do some of the zip lining. Yeah. That's great to catch the fall color. I should have kept that a secret. I was hoping to go up. Well, coming up after Weather Center Live is Weather Underground.
And Mike Bettis joins us now for a preview. What's coming up out there?
Are you at peak fall colors, Mike?